welcome to my channel. So in my last video I made this coaster. It's about like 25 centimeters in diameter. If I know it's not even, if I see it like that, it's like 20 centimeters. Okay, so I made this and I have this holographic foil here that I'm trying to peel the back off here. And I will stick this to the back of this piece that I made last week. And I'm really taking care of it that it will stick. It's not glued on there, it's just adhered because there is no air in between those two things, the foil and the resin. But you can take it off easily. It will leave no residue because this is like window cling, and you can reuse this over and over again. So what I'm going to do here, I want to make a silicone mold with a holographic bottom. That's why I made this resin piece, and now I will cut out with my X-Acto knife the foil exact on the rim of that piece that I made. If you like my video, I would appreciate a thumbs up. It enables me to make more videos for y'all, and it shows YouTube that the people are interested in the things that I do. Thank you. And now we have to make a casing for this piece. And I cut myself some carton or like thick paper pieces, and I put sticky tape on them because I don't want the silicone to stick to the paper. And if you got sticky tape on it, it won't be sticking permanently. So I did that 2 or 3 times. I made 2 or 3 stripes just to see that the circumference of that piece that I made will be like closed up. So it's enough to make a round around that coaster thing. So I taped them 2 ends together and yeah, trying to shape the cardboard piece a little bit round so I wouldn't have to fiddle with it when I'm putting it on. So here I'm checking whether it fits or not, whether it's big enough or not, and yeah. This plastic piece is the bottom of my mold housing, and I'm just marking the peak so I see how big it is. And here I'm deciding that the one that I have there is a little bit on the smaller side. So I take a piece and add it to the rim, and yeah, just to have a little bit more stability on the outside of that mold when I'm pouring in that, because if it's too thin, it's not really good and it won't hold up. So now it fits, and yeah, what's left to do now is connecting the rim with the bottom of the mold housing. So I use my glue gun for that. But first I have to put some sticky tape on the bottom. It sticks on both sides, and this will keep the green piece from floating up when I pour the silicone in there. So now I'm just putting some glue, some dabs of glue just on some points of the rim, just so it holds a little bit, and then I can glue it all the way around. And you have to be careful to really seal this this paper thing to the plastic sheet, because if it's leaking out, it's a lot of money waste, and it's wasting a lot of your time, because it takes a while to make such a mold housing with the mold inside. So you got to be really double checking. Now I mixed up my silicone and I let it run in a thin streak into the mold housing from way up high, because I want the bubbles to pop on the way down. I'm only pouring on one spot and let the silicone find its own way to where it needs to go. This is the easiest way not to have any bubbles. And then I realized that I didn't mix up enough silicone, so I made up some more. And I'll be filling my mold housing with it. And there you can see on the top right, I have coated this little box with some leftover pieces from my last silicone pour, and you can use this to save some of the liquid silicone, because those pieces will connect themselves to the liquid silicone just as good as it would be just only like the liquid silicone. And this is like a money saver, because if you have a fail or something, you just can cut it up and put it in there, and you can use it again. So I have some balls glued to those two sticks, and I hung them into that little mold housing. Those are spheres, like about 1.5 inches in diameter, and I want to do something with them in a later video. So I made another mold with smaller spheres. I link that video up on the right corner for y'all, and if you want to watch it. I use those little balls for the legs on my bowls and stuff like that, or knobs for anything that needs a knob. So now I still have left some of the silicone, and I have those cling film things for the window, but this one isn't an holographic one. It has ridges and a raised design on it. So what I did, I just poured the silicone on top of that, and yeah, to make sure that it will not run off of that sheet, I just put some wood sticks underneath so it stays where I put it. Now I'm just a little bit spreading the silicone around, and you can use this as a mold inlay to put this design that's on that foil right onto the resin. So then we have to wait till the silicone cures. So it's been 24 hours and I'm demolding my mold and taking off the sides, and then I will take off the bottom. And soon I will realize that something happened that I didn't really account for, and I don't know why that happened. If any one of y'all knows, maybe you leave this in a comment, that I won't make the same mistake anymore. So it's a little bit of a seepage on the rim, but this is not really a problem because you can take it off, and I will show you later how to do that. So I'm taking my master out of my mold, and yeah, as you can probably already see, the bottom did not cure. Everything else is cured, but the top layer of the bottom did not cure. And I figured if I stick the foil back in there, the holographic design will show up if it just give a little bit more time to dry. Well, that was not working for me because I put way too much air underneath this foil, and well, it didn't work. So I took it back out, and I gave it another 24 hours to dry. At least I thought it would, but it won't. So I have to think about something um, so all this silicone is not wasted. As you can see, it's still like wet, but it's only the top layer, and I don't know why that happened. Well, we'll see how it goes. Yeah, and I'm devastated at this point. Didn't know really what to do, and yeah. So I made an inlay mold here too, as you know, when you watch my video, and surprisingly, this thing really came out really good, and it comes off just like a dream off of that foil, and the design is one-to-one shown on the silicone, and I just love that. And this will be a future video where I do something with that inlay. I'm very proud of that one. So, and then I have my balls that I made a mold from. And this took me a while to take them out because they're like rather thick, and I sped this a little bit more up. And as you can see, even this thick part of this mold has cured, and that's why I think that this had nothing to do with my stirring of the silicone with that other mold. It must have been that the foil was reacting to the silicone itself somehow, and that's why it didn't cure all the way. Yeah, but I will discover this in a future video, and then I will show y'all. Maybe I take another approach to do that then. I have to think about that first. So now I'm getting my balls out. My balls. I'm getting those spheres out. And yeah, as you see, this was the mold. As you can probably see, the silicone inside of the mold is still liquid, and yeah, I decided this is 24 hours later again. So I decided to put another layer of silicone on top of that, yeah, liquid kind of thing, and just spread it out a little and even out it right on that bottom, and yeah, we'll see how that goes, and yeah, whether I wasted all that silicone or not. In the end, I have to say that the silicone cured then after another 24 hours, and of course the surface of that mold was not shiny and not really straight and all of that. But I will show you in the next video what came out of it, and yeah, I hope I see you next time. Bye bye.